Romans 1:25 says, because they exchanged the truth about God for a lie and worshipped and served the creature rather than the creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. This is what we call the parasitic substitution, the creature for the creator. This is a very powerful apologetics point that we want to talk about. When you walk away, when a person walk away from God as the norming norm, in other words, what is determined the ultimate measuring yardstick for the norm, you will walk away and find something else from the creation to be the norming norm. They will make themselves to be the norming norm usually, and appeal to the self-evidentness to ground what they say. In other words, norming norm, it's just a technical term, theological term, meaning the ultimate gauging. You know, if you say this is norm, this is not norm, this is accurate, not accurate, what is the basis? What is the measuring stick for everything else? That is what it means. So God is a norming norm. If you don't have God as a norming norm, the absoluteness we can make a reference to, everything is relative, you know, right? So nothing is concrete. There's no way to even make a judgment. Whose judgment? Your judgment, mine, or his? Nobody can make that call. So that's what we call norming norm. But if somebody walks away from that norming norm, you will find yourself looking for something to be the norming norm, which is yourself. Because you are elevating yourself to become the measuring yardstick. That's the way it goes. So what they do is they appeal to the self-evidence to ground what they say. What do I mean by that? So when you're done away with God as a norming norm, inevitably you find a creation to be norming norm. I said that usually there's a human voice you end up taking. Communication voice or simply your voice. Any kind of voice that's normative. Okay, they will make themselves to be norming norm. For example, be tolerant. People talk about be tolerant. Self-evident according to who? Be tolerant is the self-evidence to become the norming norm. So everybody needs to be self-tolerant according to who? See? Oh, you say, oh, I just feel it. This is the right way. I can just feel it. I can feel it because I want, if I want to be my own gender, I can define my own gender because I just feel it. So according to who? According to you. You are the one who makes the call. My feeling of self-evidentness grounds it as self-evident. So you are using your feeling to ground your call. So it's totally a sense of arbitrariness, very arbitrariness. With God, he has a metaphysical clout to bear upon himself. In other words, God has all the metaphysical clout to hold it. You don't have it. I don't have it. So no one can say, I feel it. Your feeling cannot ground anything. Self-authenticating way is just trying to justify something that nobody can justify by self-authenticating, because nobody can self-authenticate. Because we don't have the metaphysical cloud, because it becomes a very, very subjective call. So it's called emotivism. So if you take away God, now listen to this one. If you take away God, you take away sin. Because nobody's going to call it a sin without, if God didn't call it. Only God calls it. You're going to find something else as the problem. Okay, so if you take away sin, you got to find something else as a problem. If you take away God, you're going to find something as a solution. In this case, if sin is not the problem, something else in creation is the problem. Okay, sin is the ethical intrusion. That's the definition. It's an ethical intrusion, breaks the ethics, the universal ethics that's grounded by God's creation laws. And man has come up with ways and means to break that. And if God is not the Redeemer, something else in creation will be. Then we call it what's racism? What's the problem with racism? War with that race. Then what is the solution? War with that race? We can't do that. What is the solution? Or another thing called radical socialism. Not sin, but economics. Sin is not the problem, but economics is the problem. Inequality is the problem. Haven't you heard this now? So commonly heard, right? So solution is not, it's not in God. Solution is in the creation. It's a revolution. We need a revolution. Take it to your hands like bourgeois in the Paris French Revolution. In an alternative worldview, you will get rejection of God as a solution. Could be a solution of, and then you find an alternative solution. The solution is the solution to the problem of maybe lack of education, lack of funding, but sin cuts across the wealthy and the poor. So if you only deal with the education and the funding, you're not dealing with the root problem. You're only dealing with the manifestations of the problems. Because sin cuts across wealthy and poor. It doesn't mean that only the poor has a problem. Only the rich has the problem. The poor has a problem too. The solution is not the political party either. So you see, if you go around all this stuff, the reason we're so lost in all this juggling of trying to find the solution to the problem, first of all, we run away from that problem. We will never find a solution because we don't even know what problem. The problem is ourselves. It's inside. It's sin. The problem is sin. The problem is not inequality. The problem is sin because sin cuts across the wealthy and the poor. If you have the poor one that becomes rich, then you will have the same problem again, inequality, because it's not the inequality. Equality is a result of a deeper problem, which is sin. The truth of God is the Redeemer. That's the solution. We need a Redeemer. We don't want to reckon with the fact that we are the problems because we are suppressing the truth. The reason we suppress the truth is because we're running away from God. Because we're running away from God, so we try to do the substitution. Okay? There are still a lot of people do the substitution. But the thing is, when they substituted God in their lives with a creature, with a creation, that the funny thing is they are still constantly depending on God. Even though they rejected God, they substituted God in their lives with creatures. At the same time, they're still constantly depending on God. Because without the common grace of God, they can't even breathe. They can't even have decency of societies. They can't even have virtues of kindness and politeness and law abiding and all this. That's a common grace. So during our rebellion, God is still the one we depend on all the time. That's the thing. Even though people rebel against God, people are still depending on God. So rather than we fabricate the reality to live in, which is not real, we have this constant struggle on the metaphysical side of it.